evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Branco Broadcast. My name is Bob Branco. I hope you're having a safe Memorial Day today. We're very pleased to have with us Shelley Gagnier. Well, she's going to be talking about a fascinating chat site. And Shelley, welcome. The floor is now yours.
All right. Thank you, Bob. And I am here tonight to talk about Games Galore and More. This is a website primarily geared for blind individuals that was started by a group of 6 of us. Most of them, I think, are in this room tonight. Myself, my husband, James, Marina Gartz, Julie Dawson, Chris Ramsey, and Charlie Richardson. We're all the team that is responsible for our website. What we do is we're with the talking community, so in order to come onto our website, you need to sign up for the website, and then you need to have a microphone so that you can talk in real time with people. And we have chat rooms just like this, except this is done, by coming to the Talking Community site, Games Galore and More, coming into one of our chat rooms where we offer quite an array of activities for people to participate in. We offer many, many games throughout the week in the evenings. We have things like, for instance, Chain Reaction, Jeopardy. I think someone's not muted here. Family Feud, and, oh my goodness, just many, many other trivia-type games. We have music games where people can come in, and music clips are played where people can identify the artist and title to earn points. All of these games are played by dividing the room into 2 groups of people, also known as a team, and we have a team captain who will give the final answer, but it's always a group effort, so it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of interaction, a lot of participation with the people who come in to participate in the games that we offer. We also have some other types of games that are like dice games, such as Zilch, and a game called Lucky Roll, where we even give away some prize money on the site. The Lucky Roll is a quarterly prize of $50. The Zilch is a monthly prize of $15. We also offer many, many speakers and events on our site, and I'd like to mention just a few of the people that we've had come to Games Galore and More to present. We had a gentleman by the name of Lonnie Bedwell. He was a blind kayaker that completed 226-mile stretch of the Colorado River through the Grand Canyon, and he did this as a totally blind individual. We had Jonathan Mosen. I know that's a name that's usually quite familiar to a lot of people. He came on to Games Galore and More and talked about his last ebook, the iOS 9 Without the I. We also had Mike Hingson, who came on to talk about his experience of leading a group of people with his guide dog Roselle from the 78th floor of the World Trade Center back on the 9/11 crisis in 2001. Art Schreiber, who was a reporter with the Beatles on their first tour in the U.S. and Canada, and Dan Parker, who is a blind driver who drove on the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah. We've also had many vendors who've come on to Games Galore and More to talk about their products that they sell. And some of those vendors we had was Gail Smith, who does greeting cards for the blind in Braille. They're wonderful cards. I've gotten a few of them myself. Laura Legendary, who does a line of jewelry. Brent Harbault from the Harbault Company. And Tony Mead from Blind Treasures. And that's just to mention a few. So you can see that we have reached out to and had many, many people who are very well known in the blind community come to Games Galore and More to present to our members. Our site has over 600 members right now. Now, we don't get all 600 people coming onto our site. No group ever does. But I think that we're pretty successful in that we've got a really warm, friendly, genuine group of people who come to our site on a regular basis and participate in our games. That doesn't mean that you have to come every night and participate in every activity. We have some people, for instance, the only thing they're really interested in is playing the music games. So they come in on the nights we have those. We also offer some chats on our site. We have one on Saturday mornings that we call It's a Man's World. And it's a chat just for the men who want to come in and get together and just talk about whatever guys talk about with no ladies present in the room. We also have the same thing on Thursday mornings called Girl Power Hour, and it's the same concept, only, of course, it's for the ladies. We have another couple of ladies from Buffalo, New York, who do another chat, and that's in the evenings, and it's a really, really fun chat because they come up with very interesting, very thought-provoking topics, and they'll ask questions or they'll throw things out on the floor, and we get into some of the most interesting conversations with the topics that Julie and Margot come up with. So as you can see, I think we've really got a lot of things to offer, and the very, very best part about Games Galore and More is the friends that you make on our site. Even though I've never met Jan because she lives in Massachusetts and I live in Iowa, I consider her a friend. And Julie, who lives in Tennessee, a very good friend of mine. We've never actually met, but boy, I feel like we have. Or Marina, as many of you know her, is immigrant. Same thing. I mean, all of these people, they have become our friends. We look out for each other. When one of us is sick and not feeling well, everybody really cares. We offer support, where we can in whatever ways we can. So it's just a really wonderful way to increase your circle of friends. And we have a lot of fun doing it. So if there's any questions that I can answer, I'd be more than happy to take them.
I have a comment. First of all, you mentioned two names in your introduction of people that I've had on my show already, Laura Legendary and Jonathan Mosen.
Yep. Well, see, we're in the same category then. They know where the good people are, right?
Exactly. But let's hear some questions.
Yes, that's not another question, but it's another comment. I just thought it was a great opportunity to meet each other when Mindy and I had the opportunity to attend Shelley and James's wedding. It was just a lot of fun and a great time. People asked me where we were going that weekend, and I said, we're going to a wedding of people we've never met. So we met them the first time at the airport and at the hotel. But it turned out to be a lot of fun, and it's been quite a ride for Shelley and James and quite a ride for all of us.
It has, and Carl is absolutely right. Him and his wife, Mindy, we had, again, never met before in real life, I guess you could say, but we had met and become friends on these sites. And so when my husband and I got married in Canada back in 2013, Carl and Mindy not only came to our wedding, but Mindy actually sang at our wedding. So, that's the kind of friendships that I'm speaking of that you can foster on a site like ours.
I have a question, Shelley.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joni.
This is Joni. Your site is Games Galore and More. Is that .org or .com, or how do we get there?
Okay, James, can you go ahead and give our site for where people need to go to sign up, please?
Sure. www.gamesgaloreandmore. That's GAMESGALOREANDMORE, all one word, .com. And what you do when you get on there, there's a menu. You say welcome and stuff. There's a join our site link. You hit that. There will be a form on that page. And if you have problems with that form, there is also a link to open up a new window with a form in it. So, and if you have any issues, there's help information there. You can just basically email me. Basically, my email address is somewhere on that site, and I can give it to you now if you wish.
Well, and another thing we can do is, I think Bob has some sort of a mailing list. If it's all right with Bob, we could put that information out with the exact email for where to sign up or who to contact if you need additional help with signing up.
Absolutely. If it's going to help you, I'll be glad to take it and send it out.
I had a question.
Steve?
Yeah, do you try to make sure the site's accessible? Because it sounds like a great idea, and if it's easy to navigate with, like, JAWS, I would be all for it.
Absolutely. I think our site is very accessible. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Because we are with the Talking Communities, there have been a few times where Talking Communities has an issue with their site. And, you know, when they have an issue, we have an issue. In other words, we might have a little downtime, but it's usually very, very temporary. For the most part, our site runs pretty darn smoothly. And I think there's many people in here on this conversation tonight, Julie, Marina, Dan, Aaron, Carl, several people who are regular participants on our site, and I think that they would vouch for what I'm telling you, that it's not a problem.
That sounds great. I'll give it a try.
Also, we've got, I'm sorry, I just wanted to say also our site, I'm going to brag and toot my husband's horn just for 1 minute here. He is the webmaster for our site, and being totally blind himself, as well as being the webmaster for Blind Incorporated in Minneapolis, and I'm telling you this for a reason.
Oh, great.
Since he does their website and he does our website, it's my husband's priority number one to make this site accessible to all blind people. So he is creating the site as a totally blind individual himself. So, like I said, I'm pretty safe in telling you that it's quite accessible.
Well, that's great to know.
Sorry to be late. This is Karen.
Alan?
Yeah, do you, is this website accessible by Skype as well?
No.
No, I guess I'm not quite sure if I understand your question, but when you sign into our website...
like it's microphone, you want microphone as you're in so you can communicate back and forth. A Skype user could not check in.
I'll answer that if you don't mind.
Yeah, please do.
Skype users cannot check in. You've got to log into the site and you've got to download a client that will run with the site. I mean, and that's the way it's got to be done. Unfortunately, it does not work with Skype, but you got to use either Internet Explorer or basically whatever browser of your choice. You log on to the site your first time. After you've signed up, for your first time use, there's a plugin you've got to download and run, and it's like a little client window that pops up. It's got a screen with a list of users in the room, and then you can talk to the people through that. In other words, you gotta be logged on to the site directly.
Not a problem. It would work well. Now, supposing there are a lot of people that check in one night, are there ways of playing a game in an auxiliary site?
Well, so far we haven't exceeded our number of users that we can have in the game room at any one time. However, if we had that issue, which would be a really nice issue to have, I might say, we can go to Talking Communities and we can actually increase the number of seats we have in a room. So I don't think that's going to be a problem.
And one final question, do you do anything similar to like blind mice?
Such as, I guess, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that, so I don't know what you're asking.
They have a lot of games, but it interacts with JAWS and various and the sundry other things that you can just play by yourself or other people worldwide.
Okay, no. We do a lot of that, like with RS Games and things. However, we actually offer an RS Games tournament during the month where people come into the room on our site, and then you're in there so that we can talk to each other in the room, but you're also on RS Games as well, and we play Farkle, Yahtzee, that sort of thing. as a group, and we divide into, groups of maybe 4 or 5 people to play, and then we turn in our scores at the end of the game, and we usually play 3 games in kind of a tournament type style. So, we do have some of that sort of thing in that way, but we don't have an actual, room on our site where you go in and just play things like that on your own.
Very good. Thank you.
Joni, I think I heard you. Am I correct?
I have another question. I already have the Talking Communities client because I go into Accessible World a lot. And so do I need to re-download that when I come into your site?
I'll answer that. No, you don't need to. All you need to do is sign up, however. So you got to go to sign up to our site if you haven't done that yet. And the same Talking client will work for everybody.
Great. Thank you.
Anyone else?
And actually, if anyone's familiar with the show Pyramid, or the $25,000 Pyramid on TV, we're actually playing that game tonight on our site at 8 p.m. Eastern, so that just kind of gives you an idea of I mentioned there were many, many games. Tomorrow night we're doing Password. So there are just so many things that we do, and it's so much fun. Just the interaction. I mean, it isn't just the playing of the game, but it's the interaction that goes on, the bantering back and forth that makes it a lot of fun.
I might modestly add the Pyramid promises to be fun.
Shelley, it's David. I will be doing, of course, the trivia game on the 29th of July.
Yes, there you go. Hi, David. Yes,
Hi.
This is David from Louisiana, and he's another one of our really new game hosts on there, and he does
former guest of the Branco broadcast. Hi, David.
And he does a wonderful trivia game that he's doing for us on 5th Fridays of the month. So whatever month has a 5th Friday, David is our trivia guy now, and he's just doing an awesome job. So we have many, many different people throughout the country and Canada too that come on and help us out with the site and host different games. So it's really just a collaboration of a lot of different people.
We also have an iPhone discussion on the 4th Friday of every month, which I host with Mindy. This is Julie Dawson, and a lot of people really seem to enjoy it. So
I do. And thank you for reminding me of that, Julie, because also one other thing that I should also mention is one night of the month we also have our 3 primary technical people on the site, which is Marina Gart, my husband, and Charlie Richardson, and they host a night where we call it Bits and Bytes computer chat. And if you're having a problem with your computer, you can come in that night to get some help. And it's all free, of course. Those guys, I mean, I'm telling you can pick their brains about just about anything, because if it can be done, one of those 3, if not all 3 of them, knows how to do it. So it's another really wonderful service that we provide.
Okay, anybody else with a question?
This is Aaron. I just wanted to say real quick, coming from one of the current members of Games Galore, that I, for one, really enjoy the site, and I encourage everybody to sign up and participate with us, because I have a lot of fun as for me. So, yay!
There you go.
Hey, Bob. Alan Plantation.
Alan Dicey, you're next.
Yeah, I don't have a question, but I would like to make a statement. Over the years, I guess I've been on every chat community that's ever been on the Internet for directed towards blind or visually impaired people. And I think that Games Galore and More is the friendliest site I have ever been on. It's made up of the nicest people that you ever want to meet. And you can quote me for that.
We really appreciate that. I said we really, really appreciate that. Alan has really been he's been one of our biggest supporters. He's actually suggested, people to us to have. We had this gentleman that he had put us in touch with Chris Shep, who also came on our site to talk about. He was a blind sailor, and that was, again, just a wonderful presentation. And so Alan is just one of our biggest supporters, and we really appreciate anyone like Alan who's willing to, put it out there for everybody and tell them how much they enjoy our site. I think we're first rate, but of course I'm a little biased, so you probably don't want to listen to anything I tell you. But I do think we try very hard. We've all been on other sites as well, and what we did is we've come together as a group and we've taken the best of everything, and I think we've tried to mold that into one just really tremendous site.
I got a question.
Excuse me.
Steve.
Yeah, do you run third-party ads to help support yourself? I mean, are we going to see advertising on the site? I'm just curious because I know you have to support your.
The only thing that we do is we've got on our page, we do have a spot where we've had some people who just enjoy being on our site who have offered to donate some money to help support our site. We have one major fundraising event during the year, and it's a really crazy, fun event. We call it our song auction, and what we do is we come together as a group, and people, your fellow site members, bid on other site members to sing a song. And then whoever the singer is and the person who bid on them, they get together and they come up with something, and we put together a show that we do on New Year's Eve. And, I mean,
wow.
You wouldn't believe how much fun this has turned out. This is my husband's and my baby. We came up with it a few years ago, and it's absolutely my favorite thing that we probably do. And we have all kinds of different types of songs. I mean, we've got people singing country. We've got people singing, religious songs. We've got
rap songs.
Yeah, we had a rap song this year. I mean, my husband, he does an amazing job with the song Swamp Witch by Jim Stafford, or My Girl Bill. He's a good Jim Stafford person. And this last year he did The Street from Ray Stevens. And we have everything, and it is absolutely probably one of the most favorite events on our site, our song auction. And we raise most of the money that we need because it's so much fun and people want to participate. So that's how we raise our money to pay our bill to Talking Communities to keep us on the air. Other than that, like I said, there is a donation section on our site. If someone chooses to give us a donation, anything is absolutely more than welcome, but you will never be asked to donate. It's purely your choice. We do not actively go out and seek those donations. So you will not be hit up, or you won't have anybody begging you for money. It's purely your choice.
I'm glad to hear that, because some sites require that you log in with your debit or credit card in order to play.
Oh, no. You will never see that on our site. This is just not how we operate. And to be honest, probably 90% of the people who participate on Games Galore and More have never given us a dime, and that's okay. I mean, it's whatever people feel they can afford, whatever they choose to do. And, some people support us very generously, and like I said, others, if they can't afford to, that's fine too. Everybody is welcome, and like I say, you will never, ever be asked for money. It's purely your choice.
Is the donation by PayPal?
No, not yet. The way our donation works is the same. I've got to fix that a little bit, but we've got a donation right now that's on the GoFundMe page. And usually, if we can arrange by PayPal, it's always arrangeable. We can always arrange that for you if you need to. Right now, it's through donation.
And let me explain just a little bit about why that is. We are currently in the process of getting affiliated with something called the United Charitables Program. It's a group that helps people like us who do not have a regular source of income. They are able to go out and sometimes find you people who want to donate to a site such as ours. And we are hooking up with them right now so that they can help us, raise a little bit money, because honestly, the more we can raise, the more things we can provide to our members without actually hitting our members up for any kind of money. And so as soon as we complete all our paperwork, we will have a PayPal button with them. It's just not quite been completed yet. So we're honestly still sort of a site in the building stages, but I mean, we're fully functional. And what some people who have wanted to give us a donation have done is they have just contacted one of the people on the management team and just said, what can I do? I'd like to give you even a $25 donation. And there's Charlie Richardson and myself. We are the bankers with our site, and we've got everything, fully. It's disclosed to anybody who wants to see what we've got, So we take care of those funds, and we let try to make sure we document and stuff. When we pay off, for instance, one of our winners from our Lucky Roll tournament, the $50, we document it, and we make sure that everybody knows that we've paid it, and, keep everything above board. But right now we're not a rich site, so, we're not going to be doing anything for really, really big bucks. And if all we ever did was our song auction, we have enough success with that, doing it just once a year, that we can keep ourselves afloat and keep this site working for hopefully a very long time to come.
Anyone else?
This is Julie Dawson, and I just want
to say
what a joy it is to be a member of this site and to be on the management team and to welcome each and every one of you. And I really hope that I get the chance to not just personally welcome you, but to welcome you on the site and to invite you to the activities that we have. Shelley is a joy to work with, and she does day-to-day activities on the site, and she sends out the announcements for our daily activities, and is just an absolute pleasure to work with. So I just look forward to having each of you, if you would enjoy this, take advantage of it and consider it something that you might want to be a part of, because we sure would love to have you.
Okay, anyone else?
Well, and I would just like to pretty much echo what Julie just said. We hope that you guys will think about us and give us a try. I think you'd have a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure that, we don't have too many complaints about the people that come into our activities, our games, our speakers. All the things that we do seem to be very well received. So if you've been wanting to make new friends in this type of an environment, I hope that you'll give Games Galore and More a try, because we would just love to have you sign up.
I have a question. This is Marcy from Massachusetts. I didn't hear before. Once you sign in, you don't have to sign in again once you register?
Nope.
I see.
Every once in a really blue moon, for some reason, the Talking Communities thing will say your session has expired, but all you have to do is re-enter your password, and that does not happen all the time.
That was my next question.
Yep. If you may have experienced that on another one of the Talking Communities sites. So you definitely want to keep your password and your username if you're not likely to remember them. But there again, if you forget, once you're on the
I have
site,
a book of all of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, and we have a lot of people that will write to us and say, can you send me my username and password, which can certainly be done. So,
I know. Day one, I started a book, and it is huge.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Thank you.
Shelley, at this time, could you give out the website address once again?
Sure. Go ahead. Do you want to do it, James? Go ahead.
Sure, I can if you want to. It's www.gamesgaloreandmore. Now, it's one word, GamesGaloreandMore.com, and then you'll get to our front page, and then just pick join our site or join us. The link on the left-hand side, or it's basically if you hit your list, I think it's the fourth one on the list, because everything is JAWS friendly. So you got lists and headings and all that stuff. And feel free to explore our site. We have once you usually take about 24 hours to accept you. We have somebody looking at our board at least every 12 hours or 24 hours or something, and we accept all new members at that point. But that's all you need to do. Join our site. Once you've joined, you will receive an email with your username, password, and a direct link to the Games Galore main locator screen, where you can see all the rooms that are available, and you can just join the room. And if there's something going on, you'll be able to hear. If your microphone or headset and speakers work fine, you should hear us. We should hear you. And basically that's all there is to it. And you hit the control key to talk, and then you go to... Yes,
James
sir.
and Shelley, I'd like to thank both of you. I've got to get out of here. I've got a low battery warning, and I've got to get ready for Pyramid. So I'm going to hang up now so my phone doesn't die abruptly on me. Good job, Shelley. Good job, James. And thank you, Bob, for having them on.
Thank you.
And one more thing that I just wanted to say too, Bob, is that for anybody who is interested in joining, I would highly recommend that you sign up for our announcements list. I send out a daily announcement, and when I can't do it, Marina is my backup, and she does an excellent job with that. And I'm actually going to ask you, Marina, to please key up, if you don't mind, or key up, listen to me, I sound like I'm in the chat site already, to please give them the address. The reason I'm asking Marina to do this is because she is the person who set up our announcement group for us, and she's got that address right there on the tip of her tongue. So could you please give that announcement address sign up for me?
Yes, hello everyone. The email addresses for our announcement group and chat group are on the site, but to join the announcement group, you write to Games Galore and More plus subscribe at groups.io. Games Galore and More plus subscribe at groups.io. And Games Galore and More is written the same way as the name of the site that James had already repeated several times. That's
Okay, go ahead. I was just going to add something, but...
That's GAMASGALOREANDMORE.
And the announcements are sent usually at night after the games are played, and they will tell you what's on the next day, so you always know what games are being played.
The announcement also includes... I'm sorry, Shelley.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
The announcement also includes, in addition to events on our site, it also includes promotions for friends of the site, such as legendoldies.com and Blind Perspective, which the announcement always touches on a couple of DJs from Legend Oldies who are active in our site, and they also have popular shows on the Legend Oldies radio. You will see those featured on the announcement.
Yep, and one of the reasons I started doing that is because Tim and Chris are both very active members of our site, and a lot of our site members enjoy listening to their radio programs as well on the Legends. So we kind of try to, like I said, we support each other. We help each other out, and that's just one really small thing that we can do for the two of them is to put out the time of their radio show so that anybody on our site who wants to go and listen, they've got that opportunity.
It's a way of developing partnerships with other organizations and other the blind chat sites and other radio programs and stuff like that without having to pay a fortune, but you advertise yourself that way. I guess it's promotion for us, promotion for them.
All right, very good.
And this is Aaron. This is Aaron. I just want to.
Aaron, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Just want to say thank you, Bob, for having Shelley and James on to present. I'm going to actually hang up now so I too can go get ready for Pyramid. And good job, Shelley and James and Marina, and I will see everybody later.
Thanks, Aaron, for coming in.
Well, being that Pyramid's about to start and people are leaving to get ready for Pyramid, maybe this is a good opportunity for me to close out the show in case others want to do the same. So thank you, Shelley. This sounds like a very fascinating opportunity for people. And thanks for taking the time to be on Branco Broadcast.
Well, thank you for allowing us to be on, Bob. It was really fun, and especially considering we threw this together in just a couple of days. It worked out well, so thank you very much. And we look forward to meeting all of you guys and having you participate on Games, Galore and More.
Thanks again.